Welcome, dear listeners, to Twitches, where the shadows of imagination intertwine with the unnerving tales that lurk between the lines. Read by your host, Rudy, and tonight we embark on a journey through the darkest realms of my writing, stories that pulse with terror, intrigue, and a touch of the macabre. Twisted Chapters Podcast. Twisted Chapters Podcast! Let us begin.
The night felt unnervingly quiet, but something lingered, an unsettling presence I couldn't shake. Outside, the branches trembled, though no wind stirred them. Everything felt locked in place, like emotionally I was pinned to the ground by the universe's big toe. There was something in the tree, watching, waiting. Suddenly, a figure slammed into view just inches from the window. My mind went blank. No time to think. I froze. Breath caught in my throat before I let out a startled scream. I slapped my hand over my mouth, trying to stifle the sound. "Noah, are you insane?" I gasped, my voice trembling. My hands gripped my chest. My heart was doing backflips, each beat thundering in my ears. "You almost gave me a heart attack." Noah grinned, unfazed. He swung from the tree branch and easily landed through the window, rolling onto the floor with his usual confidence, acting like it was his turf. Leaning against the doorframe, he wrinkled his nose. "What's burning?" His tone was casual, almost amused. "We're cleansing," Madison blurted, eager to cover up her nerves. Noah scanned the room, the smoke still hanging in the air, pillows scattered, the faint scent of sage mixing with something else. He smirked. "Uh-huh. Sure. Smells like roasted turkey that got set on fire. What's with the paranormal Thanksgiving?" "We're kicking out ghosts and bad vibes," I shot back, matching his smirk. Noah flopped on my bed, acting like it was his. I glanced at Madison, who sat with her usual calm but fake composure. She was low-key into Noah, not just, maybe I like him, but I totally have feels for him. Olivia had no clue, thinking Noah was into her. Whenever he glanced her way, she'd be like, "Did you see how he looked at me?" And Noah? Completely oblivious. Our own little telenovela. And I was the only one who knew what was going on. "Have you ever heard about the WillowBend Glitch?" Olivia asked, a smirk creeping onto her lips. I glanced at Madison. She shrugged. "Can't say I have," she said, sitting at the foot of the bed. Olivia's eyes sparkled. Before the new homes, WillowBend was all wetlands and abandoned farms. People reported reality glitches, mirrors lagging, odd reflections, and seeing themselves in places they weren't. Olivia loved the unexplained. Her grandmother's ghost stories sparked her early curiosity. She spent hours reading about paranormal events, believing there was more to life than meets the eye. Despite her interests, Olivia was practical, and often the voice of reason. She was also the go-to person for any project. "Glitches?" I asked, intrigued. Olivia nodded. Not just shadows moving, but real reality disruptions. People seeing themselves where they shouldn't be, or their reflection acting strangely. "I've seen that in mirrors," I said. "But it was just an optical illusion." "Was it?" Madison raised an eyebrow. Insert evil laugh here. Ha, ha, ha. Some people thought it was a government experiment. Others thought it was the land or the water causing the problems. But the freakiest part? Olivia paused, letting the silence build. The people who talked about it stopped remembering. Madison snorted. "Oh, come on. Stopped remembering?" Olivia's tone darkened. "I'm serious. There were all these forum posts, chat room threads, and even newspaper articles from the double aughts about a visual anomalies in WillowBend. People swore they saw themselves walking down the street, Not in a reflection. Not in a mirror, but physically walking. Others swore their reflections blinked at them. Madison raised an eyebrow. Sounds like creepypasta. Olivia admitted, maybe. But here's the thing. It stopped one day. The posts disappeared. The forums went dead. No one talked about it again. And if you asked anyone about it, they'd swear they had no clue what you were talking about. Silence stretched, thick and heavy. I steadied myself, trying to hold on to the moment. You think something made them forget? Olivia smirked, her eyes keen. I think some things aren't meant to be noticed. And when they are. She trailed off, her gaze catching mine, daring me to connect the dots. A cold sensation ran down my back, making every muscle tense. Some saw figures that weren't even there. Some said their faces flickered, but they weren't real. I felt a jolt deep in my gut. That's so sus. Olivia sat cross-legged on my floor. Maybe, or maybe it was real, and an external factor caused them to forget. Outside, a streetlight flickered. Noah stretched. Later, he called, halfway out the window, slipping onto the sycamore tree. Show off, Madison whispered, shaking her head. He was gone in seconds. Do you see what I'm saying? Olivia murmured, lowering her voice. I woke up gasping. My body's rhythm picked up, loud enough to drown everything else out. We'd all fallen asleep, though not a one of us remembered even feeling tired. A noise. A rustling. Faint, but unmistakable. What was that? I whispered, barely able to get the words out. My throat was tight and dry. Beside me, Madison stirred, groggy. Her voice was laced with slumber. What? I heard a noise, I stated, more distinctly. Each heartbeat felt like a punch behind my eyes, a jittering creeping under my skin. Twice. This is not in my head. From under her blanket, Olivia sputtered, words drowsy and confused. Scream! We shot upright in unison, adrenaline slamming into us, sending cold panic straight into my veins. Madison's wide eyes locked with mine, her face pale in the dim light. Did you feel that? She whispered, her voice trembling, as if the room had cracked. Before I could answer, a slow creak, the closet door. It was deliberate. It had been waiting. What the hell? My voice faltered in my throat, fear slamming into me. It was the kind of fright that paralyzed you with dread, immobilizing your body and making movement impossible. Someone had injected pure terror into my bloodstream. An object moved past the window. A flicker. A shape. I whipped toward it, eyes wide, straining to make sense of the darkness. Nothing. Time dragged, each second stretching out like it was never meant to end. The night sucked the life out of the room. I could barely hold it together. My heart flipped in my chest, drowning everything else, leaving only that gnawing, suffocating tension. Olivia let out a shaky, forced laugh. Probably Noah messing with us. I shot her a look. Madison's gaze never left the dark corner of the room, her body stiff, poised, ready for something. Anything. Madison snapped. Noah left 30 minutes ago. How's he messing with us from outside? Her voice cut through the panic, but her hands shook. Olivia went stiff, her face flickering with doubt. Realization started to sink in. Then what was that? A shape drifted across the lawn. It moved wrong, too smooth, too silent. Not human, not animal. Something that shouldn't exist. It didn't walk. It slid, like gravity had cut a deal to let it pass. I exchanged a glance with Olivia, her fear contagious. We bolted down the stairs. Madison hesitated, following reluctantly. She was steeling herself, ready for whatever was out there, a testament to her courage. My spinal column registered the signal before my mind. causing a sudden halt in movement. Screech! The sound echoed through the night once more, this time nearer. We stopped moving. My body felt a vibration that seemed to shake my bones to their core. A loud crack sounded behind us,